got a piece of Sycamore. I'm just going to make a really simple tea light holder out of it, which is a nice and easy project. Spindle turning, and probably make a great gift for Christmas if you're struggling for people. It's just over 70mm by about 74, but it's oval shape, so we'll get it turned down to round with a roughing gouge. Lathe is at about 1700. That's round. I'm going to just end up with a parting tool. Handles down low, so kind of sink into the middle. A little bit grabby there. Then I need a tenon for my gripper jaws, which is 40mm. This might be 40mm, no, it's 50. So roughly 40mm. Try and get this back where it goes. There you go. Now I know that 40 is kind of the same size as that, so if I just eyeball that at first, make it a little bit bigger, then try it, quite a bit more. A little bit more. That'll do. And I'm going to be using gripper draws from Axminster on my GK88 chuck. This is only a small piece of wood, and you can get quite a decent tenon on that. So even for a small piece of wood, still good to have a nice tenon. That's nice and square in corner. And that's that for that bit. I'll get this off and get my chuck on. It's a piece of sycamore, by the way. I got quite a few branches of sycamore from a tree at the bottom of my garden that's got overgrowing. They've been drying for over a year. The chuck I'm going to be using is this GK88 chuck from Axminster. It's a little 88mm chuck. The jaws that are specifically for it are actually cheaper than Axminster's other jaws, but if you use the GK88 carriers, you can use them on your SK100 and SK114 as well, which is good. Somebody's knocking on my door. I'm going to true this end up. Now it's in chuck, nice and tight. Running true. Take that fuzzy stuff off. Put a little dimple in there while they're forcing a bit. I bought some of these LED tea lights, 4 of them with batteries in, for £1 from Home Bargains. Now, they're roughly, I measure them, and they're just above, just below 40 mil, and I've got a 40 mil Forstner, which is ideal for doing these. Let's get that in my drill jug. And I think if I just go in the full depth of the cutter, that'll be enough. We'll start laid back up. We'll turn speed down, turn it down to 900, and then just slowly wind this in. That obviously weren't tight. Make sure that's tight. That's drilled out nice and clean. I think this Forstner bit, it comes from China, but I got it from eBay. I think it was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 quid, maybe not even that. Took a couple of weeks to get here, but for price, you can't really argue. In my last video I put up, I mentioned Martin Saban-Smith. Talks a lot about, it's got some nice spalting in that. Talking about the golden ratio, the 1.618. That's one rule you can follow, but there's also the rule of thirds, and he's got a book coming out about it. I think it's, well, the club edition's out now. I'm not sure when his other editions are out, but he's having a book launch day in, I think it's 21st of October at Yandles. So if you want to have a look at that book, I think it'll be good. Martin's very, very particular about quality and getting things right. So I think it's going to be an absolutely brilliant book. And because I'm a member of Woodturning 360, we've got a club edition. All I'm going to do here is roll a gentle, probably call it an half bead, over the top. Trying to keep my bevel on all the time. That's not a bad cut. That's usually a good indication that you've got your bevel on if you're getting shavings like that, although Sycamore does make you look like you're a better turner than what you are. I'm going to keep the shape basic for this. So when you're rolling your beads, if you are a beginner, you get your bevel on and you roll and you follow the curve with your bevel. And you want to be landing near enough with your tool level on center. So you're starting off, slice in and then go round. I realised on my last video that I don't really do much talking, and that's normally because I've got music on my headset or a podcast or whatever, and I just zone out and turn what I'm turning. But on this one, I decided to do some talking. So if you like the Yorkshire accent, congratulations. If you don't, then I don't know. Don't watch. Still a little bit of bark on there, but I don't mind that. And then you've got this spalting, a little branch inclusion or not there. The pith is in this, so I don't know if it'll split, but we'll find out. It'll stay in here, so we'll see how it gets on. Now I might put just a couple of burn lines in. So if I get my thin parting tool and go above halfway up, there, and one there, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. Right. What I normally do to the burn lines, because I ain't got any Formica, is get a dowel and sharpen it with a blade to a point or a flat, like a chisel end. I don't know where my other one's gone. So it's just got a chisel end on it. And then use the friction. Get rid of that dust. Wave's still at 1700. That'll do. It's gone a little bit outside the lines. In fact, it hasn't even really burnt it. Let's find something else. Something else. Okay, what that? Oh, this is what I was using last time. Let's see if this works better. That were an oak dowel. This is just a piece of softwood. Yep. Like I said, most people use Formica, which is plastic that they use for worktops. But I ain't got any. So, sanding. We'll start with 120 and see how we get on. I usually sand at the same speed I turn at, I hope you can still hear me. And I usually wear a powered respirator, but I've got my cam back on and my air filter will soften that. $120, another piece of $120. This is $180. $240. $320. $400. Got a nice finish all the way around. The burn lines weren't that successful, so I think I'm just going to cut them out. Turn that cam back off. My air filter's still on, so I'm sorry if that's drowning my voice out, but I don't want all the dust. And just put some little steps either side. Get rid of that black staining. I'm just gonna give that another rub with 400 when I remember where I've put my sandpaper. That'll do. So finish. My favourite finish at the minute is carnauba wax on a buffing wheel. I normally Yorkshire grit and everything, but I think I'll oil this after. Well, your finish is up to you basically, and you'll find a finish that really works for you, or that you find a specific one that you like, and you tend to stick with it. I might do a video on my buffing wheel because I'll turn this cam back off. Um, I wanted the full buffing system, but then I thought I've still got loads of Yorkshire grit left, and obviously that's your first stage of your buffing, really. It's got me step jaws on from Axminster on this chuck. These are brilliant for little boxes and everything, candles, whatever. And I've seen that you can buy mandrels for your lathe. And to say that I do this on a budget is an understatement. So if I can save money anywhere, I'll do it. And I kind of like messing, if you want to call it that, or making different things for myself. I ended up buying a buffing wheel. I had some bolts, and it fits into my Jacob's chuck, and I just use that. So if you want to see me use that in a video, leave a comment, please. And I'll see. Well, I'll do a video, and I'll show. Maybe I'll polish this on it, because after you get good cuts and you get good at sanding, you'll find that what I found, if I can get my words out, is that a buffing wheel, for me, it just gives a better finish. I don't know if it's because you can actually, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not very good with the words, but I find it better. And because it's Canuba wax, you don't get fingerprints and what have you. It's like a really hard finish, and I prefer that. Sorry, I could have moved you around then. Sorry. That's a better view. I'll do that again. I've got a couple of marks where I've just pressed on with my bevel too much. If I'm slicing in on that bevel, but don't push. I'm actually cutting the wrong way for end grain, which normally ends in tears for me anyway. But it is a cut, and I'm not using my gouge as a scraper. And if they're only light bevel marks, you can sand them out, but you need to really get them out as much as you can. So that should be all right. Get them in there. Then same sanding again, 120, 180, 240, 320, 400. Cam back on. So 120. A little bit of tear out in middle. Got a piece of 80 somewhere. Now, I'm no professional by any means. I tend to get to a level where I'm decent, and then life happens. In my case, that means mental health struggles, and I tend to hide indoors for months. But getting out here really does help. It's just making them first few steps to get out here. Once I'm out here, I'm all right. So it's start off by taking steps, just getting out here, and then I tend to watch people's videos on YouTube, and then they give me a little bit of inspiration, and then I make my own video. But it's hard sometimes, and if you struggle with your mental health, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, and you know somebody that does struggle with it, maybe, well, be kind to them. That's one thing I will say, just be kind. And if you don't understand it, you don't understand it, but don't put how you are onto them, because that don't help at all. Not at all. So 320. $400. That's not bad. There's some radio lines, but I mean, oh no, it's not. It's actually the grain. That's the pith. And all these circles, they're actually in the wood, so they're not radio marked. Nice. Turn that cam back off. Turn the filter off for 5. And if I turn this camera around this way, you'll get to see me dirty shirt. Let's have a look at these candles. Oh, that's got me. That's got me. All these candles. A little sticker. Like I say, you get batteries in them. Little pull tab for batteries. That should fit in. It does. See if it turns on. Yeah. There you are. Really nice piece of sycamore. The most simple design. No finish, just sanded. Like I say, finishing's up to you guys. Oh, the flicker as well, these candles. 99 pence for 4. Let's turn a light. Be all Halloween about things. There. Wrong way. Nice. So, thank you for watching. And I don't know if I said this already, but I'm not going to edit these videos. If you want to watch it all, watch it all. If you don't want to watch it all, skip through it or put it on ×2 or whatever. So thank you for watching. There's going to be regular videos every week, definitely. I'm thinking about doing an afternoon live once a week. I've got the Salisbury Crafts colours, so I might get Jason in to guide me on how to use them as well. I just want to get more comfortable in front of this camera again, and get my eye back in with turning. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again. Peace.